Hello, you guys. Sorry for the delay. I was flossing my teeth. I had popcorn for breakfast, and I realized that was not the best idea, all things considered. How are you guys doing? Is this gonna be a short stream? Says Jace the Ace. That's a great question, Jace the Ace. I love how you always ask exactly how long are you streaming for. I love how you ask me that at least once a stream. It's really, really funny, actually. How are you guys doing? Hello, Tasato. Hello, Dark Virus. She bailed. Yeah, I was brushing my teeth. And then I had to look for my tripod. I'm like, man, I probably should have gotten this earlier. Hello, Stargazer with the new profile picture. Hello, Joseph. How are you doing? Labubu's. What are your thoughts on Labubu's, Joseph? I do wonder. You know what I mean? Hello, Stefan. How are you doing? Hello, Caleb. Hello, Timmy. How are you guys doing? Jace the A's puke emoji. Are you puking at my cute little Labubus? And hello, Wild Capybara. How are you doing? Unfortunately, you guys have to give me 1 second because of the fact I flossed, now I feel like a insane desire to brush my teeth. So give me 1 second. I'm still here. I just gotta grab my toothbrush. I exercised this morning. How are you guys doing today? This stream will be precisely 2.3 hours. Probably. How many Labubu? Hi, Tommy. How are you doing? How many Labubu to Labubu? Great question, actually. Cat, do I play Ohu? Why not? I'm a BRB because I'm eating brunch. Understandable, Capybara. I'm almost done. Hold on, sorry, guys. You're sick from a donut. Just the ace. That's fair. Alright, give me 1 second. Alright, I could have brushed them for longer, but I didn't want to be too rude. It's tough out here. It's tough out here. You guys, it's tough out here. I completely disagree. Says Timmy, what are you disagreeing with? Let's argue about it. You brush your teeth so well, thank you. Shout out to the vibrating toothbrush, you know what I mean? I do love the donuts, says Caleb. Me too. Live flossing experience. Guys, do you remember that one time Ninja tried getting everyone to do the floss on New Year's Eve? I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that, you know what I mean? Unintelligible dialogue, but motivational, you know what I mean? How are you guys doing on this fine Sunday? On this fine Sunday, how are you guys doing? I'm going to be opening up Labubus today. And the way Labubus work, Ninja sucks! Says Jace the Ace. I'm sure there's probably a few things he's good at. All things considered. So tough. Dark Virus. I'm waiting for an update on your BPD situation. You know what I mean? Still waking up. Hello, Fukustar. How are you doing? Ninja was so funny for that. He really was, actually. Sometimes it's cringe in the moment, but it's like goated in hindsight. You know what I mean? After the fact, it's like he's goated for doing that low-key. Just finished grilling food for my family. I've been on a hot dog kick, and I'm low-key craving more hot dogs. Doing all right. Just ate breakfast. That's fair. What have you guys eaten today? I've eaten popcorn. What else did I eat? I had a tamale that was in the fridge from like 3 days ago. Popcorn. Oh, and pistachios. There we go. I think the best part was when he said, I'm not seeing enough movement. You know what I mean? And everyone's just looking at him like, what is going on? I think that was the downfall of Ninja, all things considered. I'm tired. I want to sleep. Is it this early? It's 11 a.m. on a Sunday. Is it that early? Is Ninja good at smashing his monitor or keyboard? I think his keyboard he's better at, all things considered. In the middle of the situation right now, soon maybe tonight. Oh god, when will you let go? Guys, Dark Virus is addicted to a very toxic woman who throws him through the ringer. And it's quite sad to see. You know, it's quite sad to see, all things considered. Alright, let me see if I can figure out I can change over to my camera real quick. Blech. Egg, sausage, random snacks, chicken Alfredo leftovers. That sounds pretty good. All right, put you to the camera. I was like, you know what? Maybe I just don't do the camera. And maybe I just play Tetris. All right, hold on, studio. Okay, out of that, switch to. All right, maybe I probably should have opened the box, all things considered. But anyway, here's my hands. So funny enough, let me move my model. I'm using my professional camera and it looks way better, as you can see. But it was funny, I only was like, let me do this because my web camera died or is in the process of dying. Come on. While I'm trying to move my model. It's tough being a Mac user, all things considered. Come on. There we go. But it looks way better because it like focuses like so much more. You know what I mean? Look at the little guy. Hand reveal, hand reveal. I was thinking about it. The only way Timmy got any content out of me, he had to go find me in person. Unbelievable. Some streamer I am. I've not eaten breakfast yet. Is it late for you? I wonder if it's late for you. All right, let me move this down a little bit more. But oh, I can show off this little plane, this little model plane high you got me. Look at this little guy. It looks just like the plane I used to work on. Gonna go now, says Jace Ace. See you later. I thought you had forgotten about her. Listen here, it takes like a lot of mental energy to deal with you and your shenanigans. So no, I was just dealing with my own stuff. So it's like, you know, what is it? Like you can't pour from an empty glass. But look at this guy. OMG, it's a plane. Caleb, yeah, it's a little P8. Look at the little guy. Record on OBS while you do it so you don't have to download it later, maybe. What on earth are you talking about? It's 11 a.m. while you're back in time. Exactly. Here in Las Vegas, Nevada. It is 11 a.m. Look at the little guy. So pretty. And he's pretty hefty, too. Hayu is the best, indeed. Shout out to Hayu, guys. Hayu flew this plane, and I fixed this plane and made sure it was operational. So actually, like right here, you have to make sure that the plane doesn't run into birds in flight because you'll get bird strikes. And so you'll get these splatters of like bird debris over here. And sometimes they create like dents and issues with the integrity of the aircraft. So that's like one thing you look for. The engines are, you have to look inside the blades to make sure there's no nicks from also running into birds. Bird strikes are like the biggest thing that these planes run into. You also get them on the windshield and stuff like that. But look at this camera. Doesn't it look nice? So you already know it's not stalking, it's passion. Hayu's the best. I'm on to you, Dark Virus. I know you think you're so sneaky. You think you're so sneaky. Not around here. All right, let me get out the box, the giant box. I was gonna do I unbox them yet? Do I unbox them or just show off my collection? I'll show all of them. Hello, Gorb. How are you doing? I got this little guy recently. Look at him. Look at him. It's a Bloomchan. Look how cute he is. Rip birds. Yeah, birds get blasted like no tomorrow on an aircraft. Hello, Nibby. How are you doing? Flew the plane right into Chaos's heart. I don't know. Hayu's too much of a doom poster for me, all things considered. He is such a doomer. It is unbelievable. Las Vegas is too hot, too sweaty. Unbelievable. I'm sweating right now, actually. Unironically. I get so sweaty. Here's my little nicely dressed one. This guy's name is T-Spin. Look how cute he is. Guys, the boobs are so cute. It's a Bloomchan. I know, right? Tasato twin. I know. Dark Virus. I was like, I wanted his so badly. I'm like, I just got to buy my own. So I bought this off of a lady on Facebook. Shout out to that. Same, and I'm not even Las Vegas. Yeah, it was like 108 yesterday. And so when you drive in the car, you feel like you're in a fishbowl just cooking. Good God. So here's this little guy. So these are like the standard Big and Energies. We're going to be unboxing 6 of these today. They're in blind boxes. And this is what their faces are supposed to look like straight at you. But every now and then they'll have factory errors where sometimes the limbs will be too short. Sometimes the legs will be too short. But this guy's eye is like really, really crooked. And I thought it was really funny. So I specifically bought this one because his eye is messed up. Look how cute. Job Labubu. Shout out to Job Labubu, whatever that means. Las Vegas was pretty hot, but not as hot as dark. Correct. I'm surprised dark didn't have a heat stroke, actually. I think he knew his limits, and when we started walking outside in the canyon, he was like, let me go sit in the car. Where's my water? Dark is a woman. That is true. That is true. The one with the suit. You know what I mean? He's just a little guy. I feel like his hair and his texture, I think he's definitely a light skin, let's be so real. But look at the little guy. Is the green one Tesado? I mean, he's got the crooked eyes. Could be. Could be. I'm scared of falling and dying. Ah. So now we're scared of dying. Really makes you think. Really makes you think. Sorry, you're so funny. You know what I mean? So anyway, I got this one yesterday in the mail, and I think he's just a little too fluffy for me. But the problem with these is that when you open them blindly, there's a lot of like, again, can be errors, and they'll be like slightly crooked because like you can kind of notice he's a little crooked. He's not totally perfect, and I'm a little OCD about that, so it's like, I like him to be perfect. But when you have a funny defect like this, it works out. You know what I mean? Be nice, Kaoza. Listen here. All I'm saying is quarter pounder dark virus over here. Klee is wiping him. Klee said, I'm a thickie, and I'm going to unthicky myself. And he's starting to do it. You know what I mean? An inspiration. An inspiration. And we have this little guy. This is for Debunked. But Debunked isn't here. I got Debunked a little, he wanted a Serenity, and I got him. And I bought this one specifically because he has like a really green stomach. And I was like, that's so cute. But then I found this guy with the googly eyes. I'm like, I like this one better. And then when I received him in person, I realized his body is like strangely small. And so he's just like a little chibi baby. So hopefully Debunked likes that. Rest in peace, Debunked, you guys. He's out in the trenches, fighting the war of obtaining groceries for grocery stores. How fluffy are they? They're pretty soft, all things considered. All of them are really, really soft. The macaron ones, they don't look that soft, but it's like a baby bird's fur. It's so cute. Love his super green stuff. You know what I mean? He's just a little guy. I'm like, this is very Debunked coded. Look, Tesado, Debunked. Small child, same thing as this guy. Stop! My camera's focusing, ignore that. And then Tesado with the eyes. And dark is a quarter pounder of cheese. Maybe a double quarter pounder. Don't make me send KOs or our selfie. You took a bunch of selfies. He's a thickie. Poor Debunked user. And I'm like, okay, so he looks so weirdly shapen. I left the tag on because I usually cut off the tags. But this is how you can tell if it's authentic or not. You scan that little tag and it sends you to a website to tell you if it's authentic. I usually just cut them off though, because like I don't really care about reselling them. You know what I mean? It's not that big of a deal. But authentic, these, if you buy them from the PopMart app, it's about $35 shipped. Resale market is probably around like 45 to 50, sometimes 70 now. But you can buy Lafufus, which are the knockoff ones. You can buy those for like $20, $15, $20. Welcome back from brunch, Wild Capybara. Imagine if they suddenly came to life and started talking to you in a robotic voice. Why not? That's cute. And then we got this beautiful guy, Mr. Worldwide. This is a Lafufu, so a fake one, but he's specifically the Roar Mart version. So on his box, it says Roar Mart because the original one is PopMart, and so they just put a slash to the P to make it an R. And he is like one of the goofiest looking Lafufus. And I think he's hilarious. So he's supposed to be a Chinese knockoff of this guy right here, but you can take off his hoodie and he is completely naked underneath. He's so funny. He's hilarious. You know what I mean? He's got like the mad booty cheeks and everything. When these are usually just like plush bodies. The macarons fur remind me of carpet. They look like that. They look kind of like that grody, like, you know when you've washed a toy a couple times and it kind of gets that grody, but it's actually so soft. I don't know how to explain it. Oh, look at that. That goes in pretty close. It looks terrible on camera, but it is super, super soft. It's pure profit to buy right now. It really is. But look at this guy. You know, he's just living his best life. He's just one of the homies. I only have one Labubu. Which one do you have? Which one do you have? They feel so nice. They really do, all things considered. That's how I was like, look, guys, I have a Labubu too. So technically, I think you can take him completely out of his outfit, but I do kind of like him like this. So here's my little Lafufu. All right, and then here was my first Labubu. It was just like a little sitting down one. I put him in this Chips outfit because I think it looks really, really cute. So now you can just hang on your bag like that. Look at that. Guys, these are so cute. Look how cute they are. He's just a goofy. Or you're not focusing. There we go. Look at that. Just the cuties. Everyone starts with loyalty if they pull big in energy. You know what I mean? They're adorable. I know, the little guys. And he's soft too. Really, really soft. Look at that. His little legs. They remind me of like little hamsters. But the feet, when the feet like are, hold on, like this, they look like rat feet and I don't like it. Like hamster feet, excuse me. Oh, let me grab my first custom. And then you can order custom ones, usually from China, where they'll take the Labubu, rip off the hands, feet, and skin, and then put new fur over it. And so then you have like a little custom. This guy used to have wings because he was like a little dragon, but the wings felt kind of cheap and one was really gimp, so I just ripped it off. So now he's a Zumo, which Zumomo means it's just a Labubu with a tail. So look how soft and cute he is. We have Labubus and Lafufus. What about Balulus? What about Lavudus? I heard Lavudus today. I'm like, that's really, really funny. Where's Raina? She's missing the cursed stream. Oh, I think, what did Raina say? Communion today? His wings ripped them right off. Dino Labubu. Yeah. And their little heads can turn. Look how cute. He's just a little guy. It's so funny. I just keep these all in a pile. I don't really have anything like anywhere in particular to put them display wise. All right, today I'm drinking Alani. Shout out to Relapsing Alani, Witch's Brew, Caramel Apple energy drink. It's fantastic. Put a Band-Aid, at least poor baby. A Band-Aid. A Band-Aid where? Oh, his wings. There we go. So you're obsessed with Labubu and Tetris. Got it. Yeah, I'm basic. I'm basic. Ah, that's so funny. I realized there's no BGM. All right, give me a second. Let me copy and paste that real quick. Okay, hold on. Studio mode. Right here, background music. Copy. Just dead silence. Put that back here. Put that here. There we go. On studio mode. Right? There we go. There's some light BGM. Shout out to Relapsing. Dark, you have 10 seconds to give me an update of what's going on. Why do you continue to do this? You have a fantastic support group of people who love and care about you, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to choose the worst possible option, actually. Absolutely wild. Put myself a little bit more down here. Energy drink. Okay, well, you know. The best flavor, you know what I mean? We gotta help Dark Virus unrelapse, you know what I mean? Literally, this entire community knows you, Dark Virus, and is here to support you, and yet... And then here's another custom one. This is a little custom shark. Get you over here. Look how cute he is. He's a little goofy, but he has a very soft belly. I don't like how you can't really see his tail all that much, because it's split at the end. But he still is very, very cute. Look at that. Look how cute these are. The shark one. You know what I mean? The custom ones will run you about like 120 to 140, all things considered. The eyes on the shark. I know. Look how cute. There we go. Look at that. So soft and cute. All I want is just a girl who gets me. That's fair. But in order to find a girl that gets you, you got to open up to that girl to see if she gets you. A lot of men put up a barrier for themselves and they're like, why does nobody understand me? They want a woman who's going to fight for them and is going to like try and crack their shell, but it takes a lot of work. So it makes it a little easier if you open up to them. You know what I mean? IDK, why you want everything dark? You know what I mean? It's not a bad price. Yeah, all things considered. Alright, then we have the giant guy. I got him yesterday. He got in sale, excuse me, he came in, I'm not gonna be able to show him very well because my camera. He came in stock at my local PopMart. And he's just a massive guy. And here's his little ring box. I don't know why he has a ring box, but he does. Inshallah, Tassado will fit the final piece here. The giant one is so cute. I know. Look at the guy. And his eyes move. Which is really, really cute. It's hard to fit him on camera, though. But he's so soft. He's got, like, really nice fur. Man, this camera really picks up everything. That's nice. Large. I know, it's the king one. You know what I mean? The custom one really what helped me see how cute they are. Hell yeah. And then we have this one. This is my little clown. Oh! Where's his hat? Look at him. Guys, is this not the cutest thing? Hold on, where's his little hat at? It probably fell off. Maybe my bed. Oh, here we go. Why is he so cute and pink and colorful? It's a jester. I know. Look how cute. I put it right here. I'm giving goo goo gaga, guys. What's going on here? There we go. See, look at that. It's just a little baby. It's just a... I want to play Tetris so badly, guys. I want to play Tetris so badly. No, I can't use this against you in Tetris. You know what I mean? Yeah, Tassado. What are you saying yeah to? I have the one and only 24 karat Labubu. Hello, Seton. How are you doing? The Labubu. She says it. She says it in such a good way. And then this was my first big in energy. His name is Tetris. We have Tetris, and then we have T-Spin. You know, T-Spin's a professional. Bro, hop off the Tetris grind. No. I gotta get the first place Tetris. But look at him in this cute little rain jacket. So they always come naked like this, but you can buy really, really cheap clothes off of AliExpress. So this outfit was like literally like $4. Like, look at them. So cute. T-Spin gets it done. And then I think this is my favorite one because he has such a nice color. He also has a GIMP eye. So here's like a good eye version, and here's a GIMP eye version. And he just looks so cute. It was funny. I found this one on Reddit. This person was complaining that they were a reseller for Labubus, and they opened him, and they're like, his eye is so messed up. I'm so upset because I don't want to sell this to somebody and give them this ugly product. I'm like, oh, I actually buy. I look for these guys specifically because they're so goofy looking. And she sold them to me for like retail price too. So I look at the goofy-eyed ones. They're super cute. GIMP eye just like me. Shout out to GIMP guys. Any GIMP eye havers in chat? All right, let me open up these. I gotta clear the debris. There's too much over here. Oh, now I can show the little duck Stella made. The only thing Stella got me for my birthday was this. Alright, calm down, camera. It's like locking in. Stop! Stop! Alright, pretend you don't notice the eye. Why is he locking in? Stella's duck was so cute. This is all Stella got me. Stella was like, this bitch is a baby. I'm getting this for Stella. Or excuse me, I'm getting this for Kaoza. Ignore that. Stop! Alright, pretend it. And then I got this guy. Look how cute. Look how dumb they look. Stop, camera. Oh, God. It's cursed. The Teletubby? Man, this is such a nice camera. If it would stop doing that. Alright, put you over there. The original Labubu. You know what I mean? My camera immediately identified it as targets. And here's this little duck, Stella maybe. Look at that. Look how cute it is. The tail is absolutely goated. See how my tail is a tail? It's so cute. The red is so vibrant on him. I know, it's still very, very vibrant, all things considered. KO duck. I know. Look at the little guy. This is what Stella made me for my birthday. It's so cute and it jingles, just like me. It's the Teletubbies. It's adorable. I know. Look at that. God bless Stella. I know. I love how I'm associated with ducks. Dark Virus also got me this little tiny little pink duck. I love how I'm associated with ducks now, unintentionally. All right, let's get these big box open. So here's how the set. The box is huge. It's a set of 6, and the only way you can get these is through the PopMart app. As far as like the original price. And they're pretty hard to obtain. They sell it pretty quickly, but I managed to get my hands on one of them. And I'm not going to be keeping all of these. I will, if it's a secret, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to swipe that one and replace it with a regular Labubu. But I'll be giving these Labubus specifically away in a contest. I cannot get this open, and it's hurting my thumbs. An upcoming contest where I'm also giving away a Nintendo Switch. Where is that thing? Hold on. There we go. I'll also be giving away this guy. Sealed Nintendo Switch. And a, I think meme video contest is what I'm gonna be doing. So Labubus, we're going full Gen Z slop. You know what I mean? We need some younger audiences in here. We got the Switch 2, the Labubus, and maybe a Sonichu medallion if I can find out where I put that. Going full TikTok slop. Alright, now back to trying to open up this box. God willing, if we get eyed with slightly goofy eyes, that would be a dream come true. You know what I mean? How do we enter the contest? I'm gonna be doing just I'll probably put more I'll put more information on my Discord. You just gotta make just some sort of meme with my VTuber model, and whatever the funniest one is, I'll choose the top 3, and then we'll vote on which one should win. Duck's another thing we can associate you with. I know, I used to play this game called Duck Simulator or whatever. And so that's all everyone knows me as now. I don't know why hitting circles is really satisfying. Probably the same reason why I like hitting Tetrises, you know what I mean? Alright, so here's the box. Nice and big. This thing is huge. So, as you can see here, it's gonna be kind of hard. Here are your options. Serenity, Happiness, the orange one. A Hope. God, I'm like running over space over here. Hold on. Pile up the Labubus. This is truly Skibbity Riz, no cap. Hashtag facts, no printer. You know what I mean? I don't have a Discord. Well, you know, it's maybe the lead. If you want to enter in a prize, enter to get a prize. Maybe it's like the, maybe it's a small ask. You know what I mean? To get a Discord. Here's luck. I don't have luck yet. Here's love. Don't have love either. And here's hope. And then loyalty. God, it's so hard to fit this over here. And then there's a secret. And the secret may have secret. There we go. I really want the secret, but it goes for like $300 to $400, $500. And there's a lot of counterfeits right now. So it's like kind of hard to buy one. Even if I was willing to pay that much, which I'm not though. You know what I mean? Sucks to suck. Discord is free. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I mean, if I'm, you know, giving away a bunch of stuff, I feel like maybe it's a tiny ask if you join a Discord. You know what I mean? I have luck? You actually have luck? Really? Really? Hold on, trying to get this open. Alright, do you guys think I'm gonna get the secret? I hope so. Alright, excuse me. I should have brought in a knife in here. Have luck, or is that one on back order? Technically, I don't have luck yet, but Tasato has luck. Tasato has luck. So where's that luck going, Tasato? How lucky, you know what I mean? Oh god, it doesn't help that I literally... I might have to grab a knife. Oh, is there anything I could use? Let me see. I'm gonna have to grab a knife. Give me a second. BRB. There we go. My luck is going to you, my love. How romantic. How romantic. Alright, there we go. Look at that. How beautiful. Alright, guys, if I get a secret, what should a reward be? I play 16 hours of Tetris straight. Low-key, I think that might be something. Look how pretty these are. I'm not gonna lie. PopMart made gambling, I don't know, cute. You know what I mean? Dog Simulator. Any thoughts on Fullmetal Alchemist? Fullmetal Alchemist, the original one, is actually one of my favorite anime, if not my entirely favorite anime, all things considered. I did not like Brotherhood. I know people are like, Brotherhood was the original series. Like the original, how it was supposed to be or whatever. I just was not a fan. It was a little too complicated. The first one was more emotional, more brotherly love. So I'm more of a fan of the original. Play Tetris 99 until you get a win. Until I get a first place win, you know what I mean? Tetris it up. I love Tetris. I literally think I'll possibly end this stream after I open these, and then I will, what's it called? Play Tetris. Make a Tetris stream again. Tetris is so much fun. I do have to figure out how to dual stream. I don't think it's working with my current configuration. I definitely feel like Brotherhood sped through a lot of the early parts. Yeah, and they expected you to watch the first part. So it's like, if you're going to remaster it, at least like remaster everything from the start to finish. All right. Here's the first one. Remember, we're looking for the secret, you guys. The Tetris meta is crazy. What is the Tetris meta? I do ask. What is a Tetris meta? Let me get some Germex. I don't like whenever I open boxes, I always like touch it with my hand and then I have to use Germex. Agreed. And I recently watched Brotherhood and you were right about the pacing. Yeah, it's just... And honestly, like I think Studio Bones was the one in charge of the character design. It just looks so much better. And since these are new Labubus, they shouldn't be, when you open the bag, it shouldn't be ripped. I think it's a drawstring. I don't think it matters. I was gonna say, like, should I preserve the box? So when I ship it, I can ship it with the box. I don't know if that's really a big deal to people, you know what I mean? A remaster should be the definitive version. Get off, Osu, we're watching an unboxing here, says Caleb. You're so funny. I like both anime and I read some of the manga, but my favorite is 23 for the dark, and Dante is my favorite anime villain. Alright, I'm trying not to look at the card, because they will show a card that tells you exactly which one you got. Alright, let's see. I'm feeling like this is like a hope, or this is another green one. Might be best to preserve the box just in case. Yeah, just because I can ship it all together. But the thing is, it's like damn near impossible, which... Whoops. It's like damn near impossible to preserve the sub box. Yo, swag 420, blaze it. How cute. To be fair, I can multitask and say chaos to run Osu. Hell yeah. Here's a new drawstring bag, which I like because you can show the inside and then seal it back up. A drawstring, you know what I mean? The bag is cute as hell. It's just a little plastic one. Alright, we got another green here. Oh, this one's kind of cute. Of course, I'm going to say that with all of them because I love these. But this is a very nice shaped one. You see, this is a really, really good shaped one. He's not like Gremlin, kind of like a... You see what I'm saying? The size difference, though? This guy is really, really well shaped. Look at that. Look how cute these are. Look, his hands are symmetrical. Legs are damn near symmetrical. Eyes are not crooked. Beautiful ears. This is a beautiful specimen. A solid PSA 8. Low key. This is like a... Man. Maybe even an 8.5. Because he is really, really symmetrical. Usually they'll have like crooked heads and stuff like that. This guy is really good. Hey, I have this one. A Serenity? Man, he's a beauty. Alright, on to the next one. I'll put him back in the bag. I don't want to get him too dirty because he's going to be given away as a prize. But you see what I mean? Here's a nice, beautiful version. Here's my Genpai version. And then here is Debunk's little chibi short man. You know what I mean? Super cute. Man, I just love the colors. Guys, my giving child. I will say, there's only like 2 or 3 more Labubus I want next. And then like the entire collection of the new Pin for Love series. But other than that, I think I'm about done with collecting. I fell into the hole again, you guys. like that. All right, let's see this guy. Next one. I'm guessing this is gonna be a love. The super green on the belly is cute as hell as the short one. Yeah, like it's so vibrant. It's like grassy green. But he's just like a chibi. I didn't realize how short he was in the thing. I just want other than that. You know what I mean? I just want every single one of them. You know what I mean? It's not that big of a deal. I like the new one's limb color. Put this open. All right, here's this guy. Oh, I'm feeling like a dark tint to this one though. So this one might be a, what's it called? The purple? Black? Let's see. I will say a lot of people hunt for these. They farm for these. What's it called? Let's see. Oh, other one. All right, he's seen better days. All right, shout out to him. His arms are a little lopsided. His head's a little lopsided. This is certainly something. You know, he's not that bad. His stomach looks huge and his legs look tiny. You know what I mean? Like, look at his legs. He has a very soup belly, but he's like, he's got a nice color to him. PSA 6. You know what I mean? Why is his leg so tiny? He looks very top heavy versus his legs. But they have character. You know what I mean? Like, look at those eyes. They have character. Yeah, I'd say a PSA 6. Maybe a 5. His ears are looking a little short. All things considered. But he gets the job done. He's very, you know, Labubu shaped. He's cuter. The tinier, the cuter. I know, look, this guy's like a scrawny. Little guys. I think his fur is too high quality. True. He does have a nice marbling because like sometimes the pigment is too light and they'll just be really, really white colored. All right, so shout out to Hope. This is Hope. With his big ass belly. Very 300 shaped. You know what I mean? Shout out to that. Give me a second. I gotta put him back in the bag. And tie him up. Alright, on to the next one. I'm just gonna throw all this stuff here. Prize for this competition is Labubu groped by Kaoza herself. You know what I mean? Groped and then ridiculed. I'm like, this is a PSA 4. That's the prize. You know what I mean? Alright, this is not working too well. Oh, that's right. I need to keep the cards from the box at the minimum. Even if I don't keep, they're like stuck in here. They come with like these little cards. So that way you can tell right away if you don't want to open it. Ow, my tooth's hurting. So I gotta make sure I keep those. Don't have to throw them away. Because I personally throw them all away pretty much immediately, but I know some people, they don't want to do that. I will say, obviously, I like me Labubus. I think they're very cute. But it's so funny to see the incessant hate that they get on social media. Where people are like, consumerism, final boss, grope and ridiculed. You baited that. You baited that. You're like, you know what, groping. I've been groped by Kaoza. This is a conversation starter to get the topic on me. Gotcha. You think you're so slick. All right, let's see this next guy. Do your ears move by the way your expression your face is doing? Yes. They're actually, my ears are toggled by my eyebrows. So when I'm angry, I go down. When I'm shocked, they go straight up. You know? All right, toss back in the box. I don't think I'm going to keep these boxes, all things considered. What? Says Caleb. It's so in to be contrarian on social media is why. Yeah, and it's like there's so many things that people like consume. It's a cute toy. News at 8. It's popular. You know what I mean? Shout out to Barbie Beanie Babies, Furbies. It's so funny because like people are like, I can't wait to see all these in the landfill. And it's like, I don't even see Beanie Babies in the landfill. Nor Funko Pops. Nor Furbies. You know what I mean? Anything is consumerism to say, I know, if you buy something, if you give any sort of inclination that you have disposable income, that's consumerism according to social media. If there are all some new Pokemon in various forms of it, people will be lapping it up LMAO just because it's new and popular. Yeah, and it's like, it's funny how like to me personally, I'm fine with people who collect Pokemon, but it is very, very, I don't know, I think Pokemon's just excessive, you know what I mean? All right, who do we got here? A happiness. All right, you know when the baby's... Okay, so you know when the baby comes out of the womb and it's kind of like weirdly shaped, like its head's like really, really full back? He just came out of the womb. He just came out of the womb. People be hating so hard, brokies. It's like, it's hard not to give that. All right, he's kind of cute. He's kind of goofy, but cute looking. Like, why does he look like he's like on a roller coaster as we speak? So you guys see now though how that Serenity was so good, like compared to this. It's so funny. I still see Beanie Babies at antique stores. Yeah, I never seen them like thrown away though. And on top of that, what I think, okay, I always turn at this angle, but it's like mostly women who enjoy the Labubus and they just like want one or two. And whenever I buy from people, it's mostly women who are just like, I'm just selling my duplicates because I'm trying to get the other one. But then it's like men who are trying to like profit off of it and scalp it. He has really long arms. This is hilarious. His arms are really, I wish you could see how long his arm is. This is hilarious. Didn't the creator make this as a commentary on society? I don't think so. He was just inspired. He had this series called The Monsters, and so you'll see that right there. And he had a bunch of different little characters in the series called The Monsters, and one of them was called Labubu, and it was this design, and everyone just like that. So that's why this is Labubu, the character. You know what I mean? PSA 5 for sure. You know what I mean? He's a little out there. That's why it's so funny that Serenity was really, really good. Is Labubu plushie or something like that? It's just a little vinyl doll, like a vinyl plush doll, I think is what it's called, where it's like this part is like a hard plastic vinyl. So is his limbs. He also has metal in his arms so you can pose them. And their heads, yeah, usually can like turn to like some degree. So it's like half plush, half figure, you know what I mean? Reminds me of that post I got hate from a person who bought a Switch and a pizza. Oh, that was so funny. You know, I was almost thinking, I was like, do I be toxic? Because like I had that second Switch for the giveaway. I almost wanted to like recreate that. They were like saying something like what? Never kill yourself or something like that because they were happy they got a Switch. It's not that hard. Like in a first world country, it's not that hard to get a job and save up for something. I mean, it's hard, but it's like not that hard to where it's like you should get that much hatred when you do something like that. You know what I mean? Welcome back, Jace the Ace. We're still opening up these little guys. This guy's fresh from the womb. People were so mad about people buying Switch 2s. I know. And everyone was like, this is going to flop. This is going to flop. And it's like the most successful selling console ever. And it was really funny because like, I never had a Switch and I wasn't going to buy a Switch 1 because we were so close to the update. So I think a lot of people were kind of in that boat as far as buying one. And people were really, really upset. It was so funny. How you doing, Have? Says Capybara. After the Serenity, I had a lot of high hope for this case. I know. We're just going downhill in the PSAs. Alright, we're 3 down, 3 to go. Hoping, but it's not likely. I think the secret has like a 1 in 72 chance of procking. So... get some water. Yeah, that shit was so annoying. I saw creators getting a tag for buying a Switch too. You know what I mean? And to me, for some people, you cannot logic and you cannot reason with them. So the quickest and most effective way is just call them broke. You know what I mean? Because like these people, they will not get it through their head that like, hey, I'm an adult and I'm gonna spend my money how I want. You know what I mean? They can't get it through their head. Anybody here watch YTPs? I don't know, Jace the Ace. I love how Jace the Ace always comes in here and was like, let's change the topic. Jay's face is so funny. Remember the Switch 2 boycott? Yeah, it was so successful. You know what I mean? The internet will bring you down for literally anything. And I used to be afraid of that, but not anymore. Now that I realize I'm pretty good at arguing, I'm like, you know what I have to lose? I can argue my out of a situation pretty well, all things considered. I'm a pretty decent rhetorician. Here's the baby's birth certificate. This is either loyalty or I'd. I think this might be hope. Dude, now Nintendo is being a big bully. That right now there's some games for Switch 2 and I just want to play those games. If I need a Switch 2, so be it. I'm a little confused by that wording. I will say it is pretty insane. The games are now like $80 now, but it's just like, if I don't want to buy the game, like example, I'd like to play Donkey Kong. It was a little too expensive for me. So I didn't buy Donkey Kong. You know what I mean? Do you even know what a YouTube poop is? Yes, Jace the Ace. I'm old enough to be your mother. Of course I know what that is. Alright. Oh! It was. It was a luck. Alright, he's a little tiny guy. Like, why does he look malformed? It's giving Hank Hill or Frog. You know what I mean? Zero booty. Alright. He's kind of a chibi, low-key, like the bunks. PSA 3. Dwarf look, you know what I mean? See, sometimes they just come out really, really small. And low-key, that's kind of cute. You know what I mean? That's hilarious. Compare them to the chibi. Yeah, look at them. The chibis. I'm going to get a second Switch 2 next month. Why not? You know, why not? That way you can double the leaderboards for Tetris. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? How good of a title would this be? Haste the Mace trashes a 60-year-old car. Are you trashing verbally? This is a very light purple. It's supposed to be like flicked with a little bit of purple, like indigo and blue. But this is a very, very light purple one. It means are you trashing a car verbally or are you actually physically trashing a car, Jace Ace? And kill ass. That one's so cute. He's something. He's something. I prefer the little taller ones. You know, but look, he's just a little guy. I will say it was really smart for them to do tie-dye because, like, you get different variations. And now it's like, oh, I'll just keep both of them. Green stomach, not green stomach. It was very smart on their end. Low-key cute, but also like a PSA 3.9. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's like he's a tiny bit crooked. You can kind of see how he's, like, leaning that way. Legs are kind of, like, doing his own thing. You know, but he's in his own little town. You know, he's just happy in his own little world. You know what I mean? It's a YouTube hoop, so what do you think? The Spinda effect. Ah, I see what you're saying. Can you take a picture, make a tier list later on of all the Labubus in general? I wanted to, like, just for dumb reasons, make a, you know, how to officially grade your PSA, excuse me, your Labubu via PSA rating. And just be like, here's the exact specifications it needs. It needs to be like 2 centimeters. Like the ears need to be perfectly symmetrical. And just be like, source, I made it up. But I don't know, I haven't decided yet. If you're old enough to be my mom, does that mean you're late 20s, early 39s? Yes, I'm late 20s, early 39. I'm 29 years old. I recently just turned 29. We are Hag Town around here. I should actually probably put the card. 2 more chances. 2 more chances to pull the secret. It's not happening. Here's the thing. I like that here's the thing. Source. You know what I mean? He's cute in his own way. That's the thing, is like they're all cute. You know what I mean? If I look at it too long, I get attached. That's why I have to immediately sheath it. Otherwise, guys, it was so funny. I've mentioned this a few times. Some person said they buy Labubus like this in a set to give to their friends, and then they're like, once they arrive, they're like, I can't separate the litter. So I have to keep all of them. And I'm like, calling them a litter is so funny. She turned 28 and 20. That was so funny. I go in the kitchen, there's candles for an 8 and a 9. And sheath it. Sheath it? What do you mean? I do have to sheath it. Because otherwise I'd be like, well, that Serenity was actually perfect. You know what I mean? Question, is 52 old? Generally speaking, yes, just because the average lifespan for Americans are like 78. So I'd say so, but at the same time, you know, life is just simply life. You know, you're not old, you're not young. You're just living life. These are for prizes. Wait, unless, you know what I mean? All right, please. I need a secret, you guys. I need a secret. Would you rather be short but flexible or tall with scoliosis? That is literally the dynamic between me and Tasato. I'm short and flexible, and he's tall with scoliosis. So I'd rather be who I am. You know what I mean? I can smell Ide from here. All right, guys. This is love. It better be love because I want to see love in person. That would be actually pretty funny if I did get the secret, but then I didn't get love because I wanted to see what love looks like in person. Wait, I'm pretty flexible too, all things considered. I recall you not being able to put your head behind, excuse me, your foot behind your head. So I'd say no, you're not really that flexible. Last pack magic. All right, that's second to last. Let's calm it down. You know what I mean? But I got close. We all want love. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's only natural for humans to desire love. I got close, but you didn't do it though. So you're not flexible. And you can't do a cartwheel, so extra not flexible. All right, this is giving loyalty vibes. All things considered. Close. All things considered. Let's see. Let's see who this is. Chaos was literally a pretzel. That's so funny. Alright, here we are. Let's see. Ooh, it is love. It is. We're off to a terrible start. Why is his ears like that? It's... Damn. PSA 2. Damn. So you see, this is why I buy them off of Macari so there could be open so I can see exactly what I'm getting. PSA 2. Why has he been hit by a car? Okay, like low key, he would go hard as a surfer. You know what I mean? Like, look, he's just surfing. Look, he's like surfing. You know what I mean? What is going on? God, that serenity was perfection. It went downhill. He looks like a female was born. Like, look at that. Oh, God. All right, you know, we love to see it. Skateboard fit could go hard on them. You know what I mean? All right, let's see if we can massage him into shape a little bit. You know what I mean? He's like a preemie. Not the Labubu preemie. Oh, God. The poor guy. What is going on here? His head can barely move. You know, I hope he goes to a family that loves him. You know what I mean? I love how immediately he was just like doing his own thing. Okay, as you massage him, he's getting a tiny bit better. You took him out of the womb early. I gotta put him back in the sack with the placenta. The placenta being the card. Here's the love card. Oh, the poor guy. He's a preemie. He's got a really cute face, though. That's a really cute face. I did say loyalty or Ide in the box, and that's what we're down to now. I know. Now we're at the last one. Prepare to be disappointed. I like how red this area is, so I wish he was all that red. The poor guy. The surfer. We have the subway surfer. Look at that. That's so funny, though. He's like a preemie baby. Channel your energy for Ide, Chat Maxters, DBZ, Spirit Bomb style. It's giving Reina with that one. Alright, shout out to the preemie. Putting him back in the womb. Put him back in the womb. Let him cook a little longer, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Alright, we got one last one. Please let it be the secret. But it's very likely going to be loyalty. Everyone gets loyalty when they pull from the app. This loyalty's okay. He's extra fluffy. All things considered. Try my hard to channel some Reina for us in her absence. Alright, Tasato, you need to manifest that this is the secret. Raise his hands, DBZ style. Alright, last one. Let's go. Last pack magic. Loyalty! Mondo is summoning loyalty. Alright, that way when it's loyalty, Mondo, we can all blame you. Not the fact that it's like 1 in 72 or anything. All right, here we are. The last one. Oh, you can tell like by the colors. This is definitely a loyalty. Rip. Ripperoni. All right, I'm gonna have to do more gambling. It's tough out here. God, they tied this one so tight. Look at that. All right, let's at least see if it's a pretty non-preemie. Non-preemie. Labubu. All right, here we are. Yep, it's a loyalty. Hmm. He's certainly a guy. Like, certainly a little guy. He's certainly something. It's like he's not ugly, but he's not cute either. Why is he so, like, gingerbread shaped? Like, he's very circular. PSA 4? I think I might have to push a PSA 3, low-key. It's like he's not bad. I mean, he's certainly something. I will say it makes me appreciate this one a little bit more. But here are the differences. God, my camera cannot pick up these vibrant colors. Alright, no secret, you guys. Rest in peace. Time to go buy more. He's normal. He kind of is low-key. So, like, look how many different sizes they are. He's a bit wall-eyed. Yeah, I think they're going a little too far. That might be it. Because, like, this guy's looking a little bit more front and center. There we go. That's why. Look at his eyes. They're going like that. You know, like, he's going down. There we go. Well, shout out to God's beautiful creatures on this loving planet. You know what I mean? Shout out to diversity. Why does he look like that? Huh. Alright. He's kind of giving this one character from, I think, Barbie. His coloring, his fur pattern is really good. Because, like, you see how it's like a nice marbling. Versus this one's mostly pink. So he's got a... Okay, so I would say, yeah, PSA 4. Just because he's got a solid... Maybe 3.5. He's got a solid marbling. But the eyes... And the ears are going straight up, so he's giving bunny rabbit. You see what I'm saying? You can just get a bunch of these, and they're all very, very cute. Swap the head. You can't rip off their heads. But I do keep noticing that there's a seller on Mercari who keeps just selling Labubus. They'll rip off the head, and then they'll stitch it up, and they'll just sell it as a keychain. So it's just like that. And it's just a head, and I'm like, that's very, very strange. I mean, yes, another box. We love gambling. Alright, where'd that little, I gotta find where the car went. He's just a little goofy guy. You know, authentic, but just a little, Oh, what the? That's weird. So the new Labubus are supposed to have this little logo right here that says PopMart, but then this new cutoff tag. But this one doesn't have, it has the old tag, but still the new PopMart logo. That's weird. And out here, it's Sid from Toy Story. Alright, he's kind of growing on me. Alright, maybe... Okay, so if you press his head down a little bit more, he's like a 4. That was so funny that the Serenity, the green one, turned out so perfect. I'm like, wow. Alright, shout out to Labubu unboxings. The dopamine is over. Now I'm just sitting here with a bunch of toys on my desk thinking, is this how you're supposed to act appropriately at age 29? I wonder. Where's that little card? Hold on. The creatures! I know. Look at all of them. Look at all the creature. The love was still the funniest, though. Where'd he box? Oh, there we go. Time to crash out. Time to grind. Tetris. Whoopsie. Is there anything in it else interesting I could hand cam? I don't think I really have much else I can hand cam. I gotta open these back up so I can put their cards in there. Alright, he's not that bad. He's like a little vanilla, like a little milkshake kind of looking thing. Strawberry lemonade. You're 29? Holy crap, you're so old. I feel like I'm 40. All things considered. I feel like I'm 40 years old. I think that's where I am mentally. Oh, did I miss on the unboxings? You did, technically. We opened 6 of these guys. And, we were looking for the secret. We did not pull the secret, however. That has a card. This one has it. This one has its card. Watch your mouth. I love my hag wife. I gotta open these guys back up so I can find their, or put their cards in there. She's robbing the cradle with you. Oh, God. Listen here. Let's calm it down. Alright. Yeah, here's our first Serenity. A very, very pretty one. Look at that. This was a beautiful one. A beautiful one. Not too... I think this one's too fluffy. And this one's like the perfect amount of fluff. The children. Alright, put you back in there. Is 29 really hag status? I think anything over the age of like, what? 15 or 16 is hag on the internet. You know what I mean? It's tough out here. It's tough out here. Strawberry lemonade is my favorite. Low-key, it's very cute. I just need to find a good outfit for him. You know? LMAO. Hi, Eva. How are you doing? I'm unboxing Labubus, or was, rather. We already unveiled all of them. Why is he so... You see what I'm saying? It's like he's been stretched. Why is he so stretchy? Shout out to Labubus. Very, very creative little creatures. You know what I mean? We love supporting artists. That's the artist. Kasing? That's the artist. Got a small army over there. Just a small one. 25 is Christmas cake. I say hag officially starts at 30. Okay. I'm a Christmas cake. I like cake, all things considered. I really do. Guys, any sweet lovers in chat? Alright, I think we... Let me see. This might be... Yeah, this one has a card. That's the green one. Uh-oh. Okay, hold on. That has a card. That has a card. I'm glad you're doing okay. Thank you. I'm thinking about playing more Tetris here soon. Let's see, I think this might be it. Yeah, there we go. This was our whiplash. Happiness from earlier. I do enjoy sweets. You and me both, Gorv. I love the Dubai chocolate. Have you guys tried the Dubai chocolate? It's like everywhere now. I will say that the Lindt Dubai chocolate bar that's $14 at Walmart is 1,000,000,000% not worth it. Don't even waste your money. Alright, back to this guy. Like, why is he so shocked? But he's cute, low-key. But here's my happiness. It's just so much variation. I like how this has, like, a lot of, like, eye white right there. Peachy. Peachy's a cute little name. Matcha chocolate Dubai Labubu. Why not? And a shake, you know what I mean? I have tried Dubai chocolate. You in Michigan, I still think that's so funny that Dubai chocolate is like nothing. It's like pennies out there for you, you know what I mean? If they do food flavored Labubus next, it's so over. It really is. Guys, I know they're gonna be making like a smaller set that are like little tiny Labubus. And they look okay. Their eyes are painted on, so they look a little low quality, all things considered. Like, you see how this guy, how his eyes are painted on? That's like the telltale sign that he's a Lafufu, a fake. So the next official Labubus have painted on eyes, and they look kind of like fake as a result. But after the mini series, I don't know. I bet food or animal print would be kind of cute. I bet you look 18, not 29. A few people have seen me in person, so you're gonna have to ask them what they think. I need some chapstick. I will say I have very neo-tennis features. I have a very large head for my height, so it makes me look younger, and I kind of have a round forehead. So technically, that's also something that makes me slightly younger. I need to grab my chapstick. Where Where's the chapstick? Where is my chapstick? I just have to grab some from my purse. That's pretty large Arabic population out here, so I think it pays large. Yeah, that's still crazy to me though. Round forehead. I've got a big ass head. I think I mentioned before on stream, when my mom gave birth to me, they're like, her head is concerningly large, and so they had to do like quick checkups like for like the next like 2 weeks to make sure I didn't have one of those issues where your head grows too large at a young age. They thought something was medically wrong with me. Like, no, I just got a big ass head. Round 5 head. How old is Kaoza? Kaoza, Amelia, is 29 years old. Recently 29 years old. On August 4th. Anyone who's seen her, how old does she look like? It says Wild Capybara. Lol, it was actually really, really fucking funny. Like, they had to keep an eye on me, make sure my head wasn't like one of those tumor kind of heads. You know, when they just grow excessively. Nope. It's just inherited. My dad has a huge head too as well. And then when I was in the military, I had the biggest cover. So like the cover goes like on top of your head, like around it. It's like it's a hat is what a cover is. I've had like the biggest I've ever seen because it has the sizing on the inside. What hat size is your head? I don't know. But let me grab a measuring tape and measure around my head. So BRB. I returned measuring tape. What size was your cover? Mine was, I think, 7/7/8. So almost 8 inches. She's just Labubu sized, okay? I like Labubus. That's hilarious. Be careful with the measuring tape. Why? What does that mean? Alright, 7/5/7 hat was my guess based on look. Alright, I'm measuring my head. Let me make sure it's kind of... Alright, based on the circumference for my forehead. Almost 8 inches, you say. Listen here. Everyone thinks 8 inches is hot shit. You've never been a woman. Alright, I'm working with a 23 inches. Alright, I just tried... Hold on. 23 inches is the shape... Why does this look massive? Let me try one more time just to be... If it pulls back too fast. Oh, okay. It's just a... It's a measuring... You know what I mean? Holy moly. Oh, damn. Alright, let me double check. Let me just double check real quick. Hold on. That should be the right on top of the ears, right? No, so I'm doing it based in the middle of my forehead. Because, like, that's the thickest part. Father 5 head. Yeah, literally. Okay. So if I do it from, like, the middle of my forehead... Shout out to Stella for pointing out my ears are oddly placed on my head, by the way. This is how big my head is. 23 inches. You know what I mean? Alright, there we go. Not bad. It's just, there's gotta be a place for my brain to go. You know what I mean? Need banana for comparison. 7/3/8 hat size isn't bad. 23 inches. Alright, according to Sasato, 23 inches isn't too bad. I feel like for my height as 5'3", though, I think it's kind of bad. You know what I mean? Like, Tasato, can you measure around your head real quick? Please. Because you being 6'7", I feel like it'll say something. What brain? I have a brain. Listen here. I've manipulated chat to stick around. I have a pretty large brain, all things considered. You know what I mean? It's crazy big for your height, though. Shout out to the 23-inch dome, you guys. And can't be in because I'm flat foot. I've never been in the military. That's fair. That's fair. I don't necessarily recommend it unless you're good at following orders. Then you know, it's probably not the best recommendation. You know, but you do get to travel the world, so that's kind of cool. Look at this little guy. Look at I'm giving consumer Consumer final boss. Look at all this. Little guy. She got us all to buy Labubu so she doesn't look crazy. She's a genius. I really am. I really am. Now I'm getting all you guys to play Tetris. I really am a genius. One moment, says Tasato. Actually genius. IRL chibi proportions. If you've seen Hayu in person, he is also an IRL chibi. I don't know. He's just got a weirdly big head for his height. So he looks very chibi. Very chibi shaped. Alright, what else can I show on camera here? Other than like I have Labubu clothes around here. I like doing hand cams. Like look how HD. HD, you guys. Hayu is so cute. You think so, Timmy? You think so? I think he's pretty cute. Oh, I will say when I ordered this Labubu, this green one, the seller put this pig cake figure in with my order, and low-key it's a sign. Low-key I think it was telling me something. I've been pigging out lately. No, I don't have odd obedience defiance disorder. I have odd obedience defiance disorder, so I don't follow orders most of the time. Are you relatively young? I have heard and seen the opposite defiance disorder, which I think that's maybe what you're talking about, or another name for it. And that sucks, I will say. I feel like my head is roughly 24 inches. Okay, so my head is an inch smaller than your head. You're 6'7", and I'm 5'3". That's hilarious. That's hilarious, low-key. The cake is my aesthetic to a T. I know, low-key is kind of cute. And it matches my pink room, so you know what I mean? Shout out to Pico Pig. I'll go up here with my collection. I built my little Suisse Nendoroid. Looking super cute right here. The Tetris queen herself. Not focusing, there we go. Alright, ignore that square. There we go. Beautiful. Tasato, the joke was worth the allegations. What if me and Hayu kissed at the top of the Trump Tower? You know, why not? Why not? I love how, like, he becomes such a main character here and then just disappears for, like, a week and then comes back. If only Stella was here, squeaky voice. That's not what I meant. Shout out to Stella. Yeah, I'm 15. I see. I see. It could just be growing pains out of being a child. You know what I mean? That's what that could be, all things considered. Because as your frontal lobe starts to fully develop, you become way more smarter. So I do know a lot of kids grow out of it. I think the biggest problem is when adults still have it, which I have been learning about egocentrism. And why is it, at what age do kids generally grow out of it? And it's usually around the ages of 7 to 11. So it's around the ages of 11, 12 that you really grow out of egocentrism. But not everyone grows out of it. I've since learned. Egocentrism is when you put your ego at the center of your life, for lack of better terms, and it's harder and hard for you to see from other people's perspectives. So for example, if somebody is wasting all their money on Labubus, you're like, wow, what a waste of time. What a stupid, idiotic person. When you're not thinking, okay, maybe they like it. Maybe they have disposable income. Maybe they're autistic and they like pretty colors. Maybe they like dolls. Maybe they're resellers. You know, that's someone who's grown out of egocentrism. But if you have not, you're just like, bad consumer. You know what I mean? Twin. Rasputin, this is just new anime figure addiction. Rasputin, you want to fight me? You want to fight me? And what would make you think that? Gotcha. Gotcha. This, guys, we have no problems around here. You know what I mean? No problems whatsoever. Head starts at 21 inches for the extra small heads. Teenagers not wanting to listen to authority isn't a big surprise. That's what I'm saying. So is it, honestly, I'll have to validate it. You might not be even able to be diagnosed with opposite defiance disorder under the age of 18. Like, for example, BPD generally and bipolar generally is not diagnosed under the age of 18 because it comes with just the growing pains of, like, becoming a well-rounded individual, you know? So I wonder, I don't even know if you can be diagnosed with that, but perhaps, you know, if it's very, very common with autism, then of course you can, but I do wonder. I don't have OODD, I just have authority issues. That's fair. I will say I have, what, an inferiority complex? So yes, I have the same issue. You have Labubus? That's it. I'm unsubscribing. Everyone, press that unsubscribe button right now. Press it. Smash that unsubscribe button. Maybe they're like getting 3 Nendoroids. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I think I grew out of egocentrism. Perhaps. Some people really do. I think I grew out of it from a younger age too, and that's why I'm quote unquote, I would say, all things considered, I'm relatively mature for my age. I do indulge in like childish things or whatever, but it's only because I have the freedom and the leeway to do so. But there are a lot of people who do not grow out of it whatsoever. And you see the masses on social media, you know? It's been too long, effing go. Let's effing go right now. You know what I mean, Rasputin? Let's see, argue with me about anything and I'll whoop your ass like I've always done in the past. Gotcha. So when's the BlackRock Shooter Labubus? Who is BlackRock Shooter? Let me see, do I have anything else I can show on camera? I just like having the camera out. I can do my one party trick I've shown it a bunch of times, or I'm double jointed. Excuse me, there we go. In my fingers. That's my one party trick, you guys. There we go. Also, I have ADHD. I see. Because most people say they like talking to me for how I take their feelings into consideration. That's good. That's good to hear. Some people don't do that. I can stop whenever I want. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I can. All things considered. Miku doll. Oh, my Miku Dolphy? I couldn't fit it on camera, but I still have not even opened that, all things considered. What the? Homophobia, Labubu. None of them have heterochromia, though. I do love that. Like, I love the homophobia in his eyes. That's such a funny meme. I agree about your maturity. I mean, that's not really much coming from you, considering you act like you're like 14. But I will take that as a compliment. You know what I mean? Gotcha. I just love how, ew, why do you like that? Maybe I'm autistic, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. I think that's so funny. Where it's like, you don't even consider, you know, maybe somebody just likes this because they like pretty colors. Maybe that's it. Maybe this reminds them, which, speaking of which, the artist originally designed this in like reference by inspiration of the Where the Wild Things Are. So that's why they look like the little Where the Wild Things Are guys. So maybe these little guys remind them of their childhood, you know what I mean? Maybe. I will say what was really, really cute is I saw this one person saying that because they were a guy, they never really got to play with dress-up dolls, even though they kind of wanted to as a kid, because there's like, you know, gay or woman-only type of thing. But now that Labus are normal, they can finally do their little living up to their dress-up doll dreams. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, that's so cute. You know what I mean? The pain of being autistic on a daily basis. As opposed on, like, you know, every other day. I know what you mean, but the way you phrase it sounds so funny. Like, the alternative. Yeah, I'm only autistic on, like, Wednesdays and Thursdays. Let's be real. Hello, everyone, says Dead Dog. Everyone, Sakura Miku Nandori doll. Oh, like, show it? I already opened it, of course. Oh, they're so dainty. Look at this dainty queen, you guys. Beautiful. Beautiful and stunning. Ignore the squares. I will say these are a pain in the ass to make, like, to put together. But damn are they pretty, you know what I mean? Where the wild things are. Exactly. I am brain dead, though. Does this have any practical use? Does that have any practical use? What do you mean by that? You know what I mean? What do you mean by that? What are you saying when you say the word that? What does that mean here? Then my other Sakura Miku. Many people also say how much of a kid I am. That's probably because you're a child. I think that's kind of reasonable. I mean, at 15 years old, you are a child. Believe it or not, against the normal, what's it called? Group consensus of humanity, I believe anyone under the age of 25 is a child. Because your brain doesn't fully develop until your age of 25. Roughly. I think it's 24 to 28. So I think anyone under the age of 25 is a child. And generally, I'll show leniency on them when I am, bullying them. You know what I mean? You get the bullying pass until you're 25, and then it's game over. Her. I got the My Little Pony autism and I'm not apologizing. Stan Rarity. Rarity's my favorite My Little Pony. Anyone else pre to Sakura Miku Dolphy? I forgot. I kind of wanted to, but I bought the NT Miku Dolphy. I'm just gonna literally sit on camera and be like, la di da di da. I bought the Miku Dolphy NT, and I just haven't opened it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm not gonna buy another one for $700. You know what I mean? To be fair, there are days I'm less autistic than others. It seems. It's a possibility. It is a possibility. The camera having the square show up in stream is pretty funny. Yeah, why does that happen? Look at this little guy. Hashtag not addicted. You know what I mean? Miku is so pretty. Makes me wish girls were real. You and me both. Oh, guys, I'm a child. You are a child. Bullying. That's true. Do I bully people? I don't think I bully people. All things considered, I don't think I bully people. They say only buy things that are practical and that you find beautiful. That's a good way of putting it. Beauty. I do like looking at pretty things. Like, you know what I mean? I think these little guys are beautiful. They're very cute. You know, and then like when you buy little custom ones like this, you're supporting like little artists. You know what I mean? Fine, I'll be a child then. You're a child. The NT outfit material for the skirt is really nice. Shirt? I mean, oh yeah, that doll is gorgeous. But it's just like, I don't have anywhere to put it right now. You know what I mean? My brain is probably still going to be developing in my 30s. Yeah, that can be definitely the case. Especially if you've gone through some severe trauma at a younger age. When you go through a severe trauma, it kind of sucks. Because you have like a 50-50 procking chance, it's giving gotcha, of being mentally repressed. And so you're being extremely immature to an older age. Or you like skyrocket maturity. And then you're super mature for your age. It's like a 50-50, you know what I mean? Shout out to gotcha. You uplift people roughly, physically at the same time. Physically. Alright, let me see if I have anything I can, like, anything interesting I can show. Don't think so. I don't really have anything, guys. I don't really have anything interesting. I do have these little keychains. These are really expensive keychains. They're like designer and handmade in Japan. I like them for my purses. They're like little candies, like cookies. There we go. You don't bully people, you just help them in your own way. Whether or not they understand is a different story. That is true. You don't bully. Guys, I'm gonna save me my money and I want to know if I should either spend it on either Fullmetal Alchemist or Chainsaw Man manga or spend it on Fullmetal Alchemist figures. And my recommendation, I had a super huge anime figure collection and I used to collect the books. I'd say buy or plagiarize the books digitally so you don't have to take up space, and then do physical if anything, you know what I mean? I'm still waiting for COD Ghost to finish installing. I'm doing other stuff until that happens. Jace the Ace language. Language, Jace the Ace. Oh, that's super cute, right? It's so cute. Look at that. And then I have another one. I actually have more, but they're attached to my other purse, so I'm too lazy to take them off. Just a little cookie. Oh, what the? What the hell happened back here? I don't know. Something got on it. Interesting. Is it edible? Are VTubers cultural appropriation, Jace the Ace? Me personally, majority of the time, I don't believe in cultural appropriation. But that comes from the asterisk and the perspective of someone who's mixed ethnicities. So, I don't think culture appropriation really, generally, so as in more often than not, I don't really think that's a thing. All too often. And certainly, I would say not VTubers, you know? I'm curious about everyone's collections. What do you guys like to collect? Personally, collect Monster High Dolls, Miku figures, and Sailor Moon figures. I'm into the Labubus right now, but I've got to stop because collection to me personally, is a disease. You know, I can't stop. As you can see, I got into Labubus like, what, a month ago? You know? I'm trying to stop. I'll behave. From now on. I need to only spend money on self-improvement in my future. I need to be responsible. Those are cute. Thank you. I love collecting debt. You know what I mean, Timmy? You know what I mean? I need to start collecting investments into myself. Collecting positive traits. I don't know, you know what I mean? I collect Nendoroid's Dark Virus. I'm not even gonna say. I prefer the term cultural celebration. I think that's a good way to put it, all things considered. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I like seeing different cultures intermingled and be like, ah, that's where that culture like came from. Because like, then you can learn more about it. You know what I mean? I think it's a good thing because like, if you just stop talking about it, truly that deletes the culture or the thing completely from humanity. Because like if no one's talking about it, it doesn't exist. Buy a house as Stargazer, then JK. That's so tough that the JK is like, real. You can do it. I'll try my best. Also, I feel like I have really small wrists for my fists, all things considered. I don't know. Tosado's got this weird extra joint in his wrist, and so he doesn't have like anything that indicates it's a wrist. It just looks like a bare paw, and it looks very, very strange to say the least. I think everyone who watches you aren't responsible. You'd be surprised, Capybara. I do have some a few good eggs in here that are improving their life. They're motivated. We promote a lot of self-preservation, self-improvement around these parts, believe it or not. We're very David Goggins coded around here. So I wouldn't say everybody. I would say some people, yes, for sure. You know, you're mentally 40. This is just my midlife crisis. All right, well, what comes next? All right, focus. What comes next? I'm done being crisis-ed. You know what I mean? Any non-crisis wanters anymore in chat? I can zoom in. Look at that. The little guys. This is such a pretty background, I feel like. I feel like I have tiny wrists too. No. How's my wrist? My wrist is good, all things considered. I would say it's almost like, it's probably about 99% healed. So I have no excuses to not do push-ups, other than the fact that I just don't have big arms. The silver and gold collection arc's gonna go hard. Why not? If it makes me money, I'll do it. You know what I mean? Don't you hate it when a game takes too long to install? You said ready to start, but it's in like, nope. Language Jace the Ace, and no. I don't very often play video games, so I don't know that feeling. You know, I think 9 times out of 10. Okay, here's the copium. Guys, you're about to hear the copium. The copium. See, this is the problem with me. Is that I can damn near justify everything I can do in a positive light. Here's the copium of the century. I don't like video games. I think 9 times out of 10 they're a waste of your time. You know what I mean? I think there's better things you can be doing with your time. But my Tetris addiction, can you stop? Tetris has been scientifically proven to help PTSD and unwanted thoughts and intrusive thoughts coming into your mind. So technically, I'm promoting a mental health service that is generally easily accessible for the average person. I know not everyone can afford therapy or psychotherapy, so I'm just promoting a very easily accessible therapy. With my Tetris game playing. Isn't it genius? Isn't it genius? What is your camera, Sony? It is a Sony 7 Alpha C2 is what this is. Death comes next. What the? IDK, man, I'm having art block. I'm a little overwhelmed. It says Katsuya. The best thing I do to overcome art block is to just heavily reference something. Because if you're just drawing from your imagination and your memory, it might be too hard for you to come up because like your brain just kind of fried at the moment. So do something very heavily referenced. You know what I mean? Like you know those like redraw challenges that might help you. I didn't know that. Notice the one with the jester hat. I know. Look at the little cute guy. He's just a little guy. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those good eggs. I just got scammed. Scammed. Oh God. I hope you had PayPal. Alright, focus. I know this guy's a cute one. Excuse me, mister. There we go. Like, look at that. That looks like such a pretty background. There's articles, guys. I knew this the whole time too. You know what I mean? You know, I will say that is something that is a reason why I like really wanted to get into it. Was because of that whole phenomenon, because I had known about that from a while. Because like back when they did that school shooting here in Vegas, they were telling people to play Tetris. I'm like, ah. So it's always been the back of my mind. But when I stopped that antidepressant, I was like, let me try this. Oh, and let me try CBD. I'm trying CBD, you guys. See if that helps. But the worst part is I have to use it out of a vape pen. And I have to like literally have my like inhaler in the other pen in case I have like an asthma attack. As soon as I feel the smoke come into the back of my throat, it's like it starts to seize up. It's very fascinating, all things considered. I gotta play more Tetris. You really do. You really do. It's a really I think it's because Tetris uses so much brain processing power. You can't really think of anything else other than forming the shapes together. So it like does that whole effect where you're like literally just not thinking about it. And technically not thinking about it is one of the most effective ways to get over psychological trauma. I'm sure I can find an article fighting games can help me get better at talking to women too, LOL. I think honestly you could. You know, all I have to do is find a woman who's into fighting games. You know, shout out to that. Shout out to women in fighting games. You know? I have no more time for 10+ hour games, as in like, what's it called? I like arcade types of games. Yeah. I don't know. It's like when you have to commit like 20 hours into a game, it's like, calm down. You know what I mean? Like, come on, like, calm down. All right. Do I end stream and start Tetris streaming? Or do I just start Tetris streaming? Or what? I'll probably end this stream. That way it's like, I'm not reusing the Labubu thing. I'd say if you like Infinity Nikki, but it has some serious motion sickness. Yeah, motion sickness might be loathed. KO part of Vape Nation. I am now, allegedly. Have you ever tried Sand Tricks? It's like Tetris, but more frustrating. That sounds like a blast. I heard about Blast Blocker. Block Blast last night. And I was like, that's interesting. Yo, IDK, why women are always sexualized in most fighting games with big breasts. Are you implying that women, inherently, just by having big breasts, are sexual in nature? When a woman can't control her breast size? Because, last time I checked, a body part that you can't control, and even if you can control it with breast augmentation surgery, doesn't inherently mean it's sexual. Gotcha. Unfortunately, I'm one of those woke levels of feminism. I'm that kind of person. You know, so I wouldn't say it's not. Breasts, they jiggle, they move. That's how the human body works. You know, if you wear a lighter bra, which some women choose to wear stronger bras, no bras, lighter bras, you're gonna have some physics depending on the bra type. And so are you implying because a woman doesn't want to wear a tightly compressed bra that is a symbol of the patriarchy, they're sexualizing themselves? So good at this. Gotcha. I can clean up this mess. Please stop saying breasts. The breasts? The breasticles? The best. Women exists. You know what I mean? Taking an antidepressant and CBD at the same time makes me feel crazy. Yeah. I stopped taking the antidepressant, and my healthcare provider just gave me another one, and I'm like, no, thank you. So I'm trying a little CBD. You know how all the kids are like, guys, I swear CBD will cure you. I'm like, all right, let's give it a shot. You know what I mean? No, just saying the jiggle physics are turned to 1,000,000. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with some jiggle physics? There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? It's a fictional little situation. You get to see exaggerated physics. You get to see Superman with the extreme muscles. You know? Nothing wrong with that. And maybe I want to play. I'm not very big-chested myself. Maybe I want to live through vicariously the big-breasted woman and be like, wow, this is how it feels. This is how it feels. You know? I mean, respect women. Hell yeah. Women being attractive is sexualization when in fact they're talking about a fiction when it makes sense to have idealized version of people. Exactly, that too. Boob. The reason I like Genshin was because it was free open world and fun story, but eventually dropped it due to so much don't miss out. It's gonna be, yeah, that, the little FOMO nonsense, and then what's it called? The storyline just being so insane. I'm like, I don't got time for this. I'm a grown man working a job, you know what I mean? Shut up, Tostado. Stellar Blade is erotic, but it's beautiful. And if I'm not mistaken, aren't those models in the game based on actual women? You know what I mean? Women can be beautiful, erotic, small chests, or actually small waisted with big breasts, big booty cheeks, the big dumpies, and it's fine. Just because that's not a very common body doesn't mean it's any less valid. I did try CBD and it did help anxiety over tasks. Ah, do you know what strand you took by any chance? Because I'm trying one, I think it's like a sativa-based strand. They didn't even check my ID when I ordered it online, so I mean, I think it's a... K Gooner Defender? Actually, low-key. I'm very pro-sex work. And I'm very pro-woman's freedom, you know what I mean? So I think actually, technically, Gooners, it might be your greatest ally. Might be the secret piece you guys were looking for. They're like, man, how can we goon ethically in a woke situation in today's common society? Me. I'm your answer. This is the solution. Me. Alright, I think I've milked the hand cam long enough. Let me look at the bottle. Okie dokie. Stella Blade's Eve was literally a 3D scan of a model. Yeah. That's what I thought too. It is a real woman, so. CBD made my bipolar symptoms worse. But the Facebook mom said overweight. I think I'm doing all good, all things considered. What up, my dude? It's Deborah. Oh, well, here's your little Labubu. Here's a spoiler when you go back and watch the video. Here's your little green guy. I ordered him before, personally, before I got this one, because he had a little green stomach. I'm like, he wants a green Labubu. I think it was kind of obvious. I was like, oh, give me the Labubu stream. I have a gift for you. But also, he came out, like, very strangely short. As you can see the size difference. So... I hope you're fine with a GIMP, child. Just message me your last order number. That way I can pull your address that way. Oh, Debunked is here to see his gift. Exactly. Here he is. He's got a cute little green belly. Got hit by the wokeness and now I'm cured. You know, just like that. In this day and age, guys, you gotta learn the rules. You know, you gotta learn the rules, which is woke. And then you gotta just, like, get really good at them. You know? You can't get enough your laugh. Sounded like a turkey. I said I sounded like a turkey when I laugh. And I was like, low-key, I see it. I see it. And I think it may have been Raina. I think Raina said I sound like when you, like, squeegee glass. Like when you squeegee glass. I was like, damn. Real and true. Real and true. Charlotte's Web. I'll have to look that up. Thanks, KO. I appreciate the gift. Fitting. It was even funnier because I was like, this one Loki kind of looks like Tesado because he's taller and he's got the fucked up eye. And then it's just you, a smaller version of him. Look at him. And I have a shirt you can have with him too that I got. But I think I'm gonna call this a stream. Do I Tetris stream? I may take a small break and then Tetris stream. Because I gotta clean up all this mess and make sure I put these little boobs away. So I don't accidentally stomp on them and or keep them. So I might Tetris stream after this since it's a really short stream. All things considered. But anyway, you guys, it was fun hanging out. Thank you for opening Labubus with me. Shout out to not getting the secret. Shout out to more gambling, you know what I mean? We gotta do what we gotta do out here. It's tough on these streets. I'll be in the next stream. I appreciate it, Wild Capybara. Thanks for the stream. Dark's like, this was not a good stream, because he would have said, thanks for the good stream. But he says, thanks for the fucking bare minimum. Good God. Shout out to KO's of petting the fluffy Labubus. Shout out to that. If only Raina could have been here to see this next stream. First of all. Next stream. You know what I mean? I'll definitely stream soon, you guys. It's definitely going to happen. I've definitely never run away after saying I'm going to stream. Thanks for the mediocre stream. You guys don't get it. Labubu is like a woman-centric hobby. And I forget, all you guys are freak men. with mom problems. That makes sense. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Toodaloo.